Coming into my room at night now feels so good. So tonight I'm going to, if I don't burn myself, light some candles. Ouch. I need one of those other things. It's a candle diffuser. And this one is going to need a new votive. We will light this candle and drop it in here. I know it doesn't quite fit, but there we go. And there. So, just for a little ambiance, I will put that on. We will turn on the fireplace. I have my two grandsons' earlier pictures there because I have no place to put it right now. Hi everyone, Grey Power 60 here. So as I showed you my room, I've lit some candles. I have another one here beside me. So I took the weekend off. I decided that I was not going to do any major decluttering this weekend. I needed a break. I had done quite a bit in my baby steps towards clearing my home. Sorry for the click, click, click. That is my dog walking back and forth in his bed, out of his bed. I apologize ahead of time. I know it's annoying. I should close my door. He's coming back in. Click, 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 click. Anyway, so I decided to take the weekend off. I'm sitting here with in my beautiful room. I'm so happy with it. I'm having a cup of tea with a new cup. This cup is, where's my magnifying glass? Oh, I need this. It's Royal Albert bone china from England, Woodland series, and this is Hummingbird, and this is the saucer with the little hummingbird. I was collecting cups for years, collecting teacups, and I wasn't using them. I was using the same mug over and over, and I hate mugs. But so I decided a few years ago, actually, I would say it, Zorro, please. I would say it's been many years. Anyway, I decided, why have pretty things if you can't use them or if you don't use them? So I started using them every day. There are a few that are my favorites, and I use them more often than these. But I have a cupboard full, and I am not getting rid of them. I am using them. And when I have company, they want a cup of tea, I make them a cup of tea in this. We have company very rarely. When Mom has her tea, she likes this one particular Corningware mug. It's the only one left in that series of mugs, so I let her have it. I have taken away, I would say a good 20 mugs I never used because I don't use mugs unless it's for hot chocolate. So I have 3 mugs that I've kept for hot chocolate. And the rest that I'm going to check my cupboard to make sure I don't have extra are going. And what I wanted to talk about was the things that we keep for company. Now, if you've been married a very short time, that might be a nice thing. You have parties, you have friends come over. That's great. But as you get older, you have less and less of those parties. And if you do, wow, you're very lucky, and I'm very envious of you. We don't have a lot. I don't have a lot of friends come over. I've always wanted to. I've always wanted to have a collection of friends come over and just have a girls' day, tea party, whatever. We just never got around to it. We were always either busy working overtime, busy with our families, and I know I should have made the time. And now that I see the young girls actually making, my daughter and her friends make the time. Um, at least I'm going to guess at once a month, but maybe every second month they get together and they have a girls' night, which is fantastic. She has date nights with her husband. They have special nights with their kids, and all of the things that is very popular today was not so popular when I was younger. So anyway, a few years ago, I had heard from someone that I respected, who was an older lady, and said to me, "Why are you keeping your good things?" I think I had mentioned to her that I collected teacups, but I didn't use them. And she said, "Why not? Aren't you worth it?" And I thought about that, and that kind of played in the back of my head for a while. And after a couple of weeks, I realized she's absolutely right. My grandmother, my mother, they always had these good dishes, and I think they came out, I'm going to say 3 times a year: Easter, Thanksgiving, and Christmas. And I would say maybe, and not every year. Every year, yes, Christmas. The good dishes would come out, but then they'd sit, and I'm thinking, they're beautiful. Why? Why? So if you're not going to use them, get rid of them. And if you're, when you have young kids, yes, I understand. You don't, when my kids were young, I had a lot of plastic things until I got into Corningware. When Corningware became popular, and Corelware, so we got a lot of those dishes, so that they're very hard to break. So kids could get used to using actual plates instead of plastic. I started my children off actually quite young. I think, I'm going to guess that my daughter was 4. My son, of course, would have been a baby, so that didn't count. But I think I started using them when she was 4. I thought that was, by the time she went to school, it was time for her to start using proper plates instead of plastic. She still had a few special cups. There wasn't a lot of sippy cups in those days. I don't remember, to be honest. But there's a point in time when you're in your family when it's time to get rid of the plastic and start teaching your children how important it is to have their dishes, proper, to have proper setting at the table and all of those things. That's just my rambling about using your good dishes. Just use them. So I had a set of Corelware, a set of 4. I had 4 plates, 4 bread and butter plates, 4 cups and saucers, and that was it in my cupboard when I lived alone. And then Mom moved in with me, and she had her good Royal Albert dishes that were my grandmother's, and she also had beautiful Corelle set that was nicer. Now mine were all white, and I liked that because I could decorate them. Mom's have a very faint blue on them, but they're prettier, and there was sort of a breakfast plate. So she has, I think there's I think there's a set of 8. I think she's got 8. And those are good for every day. But I was thinking that perhaps we should retire those and start using the good dishes with the gold rim. So I'm going to suggest it to her. Beautiful salt and pepper shakers are sitting in there, a creamer, a beautiful coffee pot, a teapot. I don't drink coffee, and we don't have a coffee pot. But and I've got Mom's set of decorative teapots, and we're going to keep those because I love them. I love teapots, and I love teacups, and I drink a lot of tea. So, but I think we're going to make a transition and start using the very good dishes. I think we deserve it. I think we should. I thought Mom was coming up behind me because she wondered why I was coming into my room. Anyway, I'm on here for 9 minutes. I'm talking about absolutely nothing. But basically what I wanted to say, what I wanted to talk about was enjoying yourself and enjoying the things that you have. And that includes the good things, the good dishes. Why not use them every day? Why not? You know, now if you entertain a lot, if you're fortunate enough to have company all the time, a large family, you entertain a lot, then I can see that. But if you're like me and at the second half of your life and your children are grown, you don't have a lot of friends coming over, you don't entertain a lot, why save it? Why save it for a special occasion when it's going to be maybe once a year? And even that we don't use anymore because I don't have Christmas at my home. I have it at my daughter's. So what do you do? What do you do? Why bother keeping them? Why bother keeping all of the stuff? So here is to good dishes. Here's to a wonderful cup of tea. And here's to me. Here's to me and my cup of tea. Rhyming and I didn't know it. Anyway, that's all for now. Thanks for joining me and we'll see you soon. Bye for now.